other areas. I'll kind of share what's inside those spray bottles. This will be video 1 in the newer series I got here. This will be called the John series. Definitely got a lot of work to do in this household, so we'll have multiple videos coming out in this house. In this video, we're focusing mainly on the kitchen. And right here, you can see me clear off the little hallway there. That's kind of the back porch. And that just leads to the outside. And I wanted a nice clear path so I can take trash out nice and safely. And as you've seen in the title, John is a disabled veteran. So it's definitely an honor to help him out get this place reclaimed. And the other reason I'm so glad I'm able to get in this house and get things cleaned up for him is that here soon, within this year, John will actually be getting knee surgery. So getting this place cleaned up and organized and making it easier for him to get around is going to help a load when it comes time for him to get his knee surgery done. And don't forget to stick around to the end of the video to see the transformation photos. Hi there. Just want to take a minute and say thank you for clicking on today's compilation. Today's video is a series of John, a disabled veteran, and we did about 5 videos in that series. So this is a compilation of all those videos smashed into one to show you guys all the work that went into that. So how it's going to go is you're going to see we clean an area, and then I'll show you the transformation photos before we move on to the next area. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll catch you guys at the end. I didn't know what was underneath all that stuff. I actually ended up finding a number of things he wanted to keep and was looking for quite some time. So using a shovel would have just rendered that all in the trash, would have got thrown away, and that wouldn't have been helpful to him at all. So I'm glad I did not use a shovel here. Yep, that's 100% correct. I do all this work for free. I don't charge them a single dime for everything I do here. John was actually trying to pay me something for it. He even tried to get my Venmo from me, and I totally declined that. I won't take anything. I will not accept anything for doing this type of work for him. He's already on disability and he can't afford to really be paying somebody to do this kind of work. So doing it for free is just something I'm happy to do. Now, you couldn't see this on camera, but there is definitely a ton of cobwebs up there. So I'm just taking the broom, knocking down those cobwebs, and just trying to work top down. This kitchen actually took me a total of 3 days to complete. So if you pay attention as we're going along here, you'll notice my shirt will change colors. And when it does, that's actually a whole nother day. Yes, yes, I do know what a scraper is. I do watch you guys' comments, and I have been paying attention. I did get this plastic one here, which was lovely and extremely helpful, but I also have a metal one I eventually pull out right about there, and that helped me a lot getting through that crud and stuff on top of that, and it was able to get it nice and clean again. That spray bottle contains pine sol and water as normal. I use that mostly on everything, on all the surfaces besides the window, of course, and when I do dishes. At that point, I'll grab out some bleach and get things sanitized. Getting those stains off were definitely hard to do. That was definitely a lot of grease. But the pine sol definitely made it a lot easier. In some of the areas, you'll notice I use pine sol, and I do use a little bit of dish Dawn soap as well. That definitely helped cut through the grease too. And yeah, it was definitely a giant pain to get all that off. But I did, and it turned out quite nice. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of stuff there. It's really interesting when you do cleanup like these, just to see where stuff and how things make their way underneath items like the dishwasher. It's just phenomenal.
Look at these transformation photos. This is just insane.
I definitely agree with that one. I couldn't believe how clean I got that sink. And some more before and after photo for you guys. Again, I was very surprised how clean I was able to get this microwave. And no, this is not the end of the video yet, so hang on tight, we still got some more cleaning to do. I just want to give you some transformation photo teasers.
Wait a minute, didn't you just clean a dishwasher?
Why, thank you for pointing that out. Yes, I did just clean a dishwasher. The dishwasher does work, it works just fine, but I wanted to do these by hand. And the dishwasher, you can't put as much bleach as I did in this water here because I wanted to make sure these things were actually sanitized as much as I could get them sanitized. Even with all the bleach I used and changing the water out as much as I did, I told John to go ahead and still rerun everything through the dishwasher just to make sure everything's extra clean and extra sanitized. Yep, that would be correct. I am on the third day of cleaning here and the last part of this video. You're going to notice I do a little bit of the floor cleaning here, but I do not clean the entire floor. And the main reason for that is that we still have the other house to attend to yet, so I don't want to mop the floor, the entire kitchen floor, and have to go back and remop it again. So once we get done with this house, you'll notice me kind of do a finish cleaning, and that'll include all the floors. But for now, we're just going to focus on the floors in this area once I get done with these cabinets here. And then once we're done with the house, we'll get back and finish up the rest of the flooring that I do not touch in this video.
Does he even know what a mop is? Somebody tell him what a mop is. Someone buy this guy a mop.
Yeah, yes, I know what a mop is. Thank you very much. I don't use a mop for a very specific reason, and that's because I think it just cleans better. I don't think there's a mop that'll clean as good as I can on my hands and knees, and I'm closer to it. I can see what really needs cleaned. So, will I ever use a mop? Probably not. I'm just going to go ahead and do the Cinderella thing and just keep rocking and rolling. That's a hard pass on that one. Thanks, though. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that was. It looked to be some type of grease that had fell in there and just got hard over time. But thankfully, I was able to get most of it cleaned up. Yep, you are absolutely correct. I did not clean the inside of the oven. And in fact, I don't clean the inside of this fridge either. Unfortunately, I just didn't have the time, and already being 3 days deep in this cleaning, I just ran out of time this week. With the oven, John actually doesn't use the oven at all, and that's something that he stated, so cleaning it would probably just be a waste of time anyway. So, no, I did not clean the inside of the oven, and no, I won't be cleaning the inside of the fridge. Unfortunately, I didn't have time, and my main priority is just to get everything on the outside cleaned, making it livable and nice again, and make it easier for them to move around.
I didn't think you were going to clean the floors.
You are definitely right. I'm not cleaning all of the floors, but I am going to clean the floors where things are going to go back over. That way I don't have to remove everything and clean underneath them again. This just makes it easier and hopefully makes the process just a little bit faster. All right, as you can tell, we are in the bathroom this week. Right now, I'm pouring water into the toilet to get the water level inside the toilet as low as I can get it. That way, I can take the toilet bowl cleaner, get it all in there, and just let that sit as I'm cleaning other areas. And I'll be quite honest, I was very surprised how clean I could get that toilet. So make sure you watch the whole process to see that toilet get nice and clean again. This is another area that I decided to go ahead and put toilet bowl cleaner in. It was definitely good and stained, and I wanted that toilet bowl cleaner just to eat at it for a while and hopefully make it easier to clean up. So this is episode 2 of the John series. If you haven't seen episode 1 yet, I invite you to go watch that video right after this one. That is a crazy kitchen transformation that I did there, and there was a lot of work that went into that kitchen. I have also had a few comments on people wishing that the video was slowed down even more than it is. I would tell you to go ahead and check your settings on your playback, and if you would like to, you can slow this video down quite a lot in that setting. So please do so if you want to, and if you wanted to, you could also speed it up. Either way, as long as you're enjoying the video, it's all cool with me. Now, I do have a lot to cover in this video, a couple things that I've been asked, and a few subjects I'd like to cover. So for now, I'm just going to let you guys be, enjoy the natural sound of cleaning, and I'll check back with you guys here in a minute. As a lot of you know, John is a disabled veteran, and sometime this year, John is getting his knee surgery done. Hopefully that'll help with his mobility and help with ease some of his pain. One thing I haven't told you guys is John also has a hernia. So moving around is extremely painful for John, and one of the reasons the house has gotten the condition that it has. Now, I noticed some of the comments have asked why it's gotten this bad, and I don't focus on those type of questions or those problems. Only thing I want to do is move John forward and get his house nice and clean. My only goal and worry is to give people like this the ability to hit the reset button, a chance to restart, and I believe that's what a lot of people need. So being able to do this is my only concern. There's also been a few comments on people wanting to help out John more, which is just phenomenal. And I'm going to cover what we're going to do here if you would like to help John out a little more. So just wait till the end of this and I'll share the information with you guys. As you're about to see, I'm going to give everything a good spray down here in the shower. I'm getting ready to head that way right after the sink here, and I want to make sure that's somewhat easy to tackle and clean up. And again, if you're wondering what's in the spray bottle, that's actually Pine Sol, which the spray bottles are actually about to change what's inside of them thanks to all the donations from you guys. And as we go along, I'll kind of share what's inside those spray bottles as it changes. As you'll see in the video, there are some areas that I slow down just like this so you guys can enjoy the wipe down areas and that process because it's just so satisfying to watch all that dirt come up. And right about here, I'm knocking down all the cobwebs in the room, which there was quite a bit of cobwebs. You couldn't see them too well on the camera, so here in a second, I'm going to slow this down and get right up close to them cobwebs. Something about knocking down all those cobwebs is just so satisfying. I actually really love doing that. That's one of my favorite parts of cleaning, is just taking that broom and just knocking all that down. One of the questions I did have in the comment section is how I got started with the free cleanups. And that all actually tracks back to the Pine Project. That was a building that I had bought, and it was a hoarded building. Now, I bought it in its condition through a tax foreclosure. And so we got in there and we cleaned it up, and I decided to go ahead and record the process. You guys reacted so phenomenally to that, and it was thanks to that cleanup that I actually got monetized. And since then, I decided to go ahead and keep going with cleaning and start doing free cleanups. The John series is actually my second house at which I'm doing a free cleanup, so it's been rather interesting. And no need to worry, I do have plenty of cleanups lined up after the John series. I actually have a waiting list on for the free cleanups. So don't need to fear, there will be more cleanups even after John. And by no means do I mean that this video is the final video in the John series. We have more content come out for the John, and we still have loads of more work to do. So please, don't worry, we're definitely going to get to everything in this house. And if you're wondering, yes, that is still pine salt in that spray bottle. I will let you know when that change is over. And I know someone's going to say something in the comment section about the dirty water in my bucket, but don't worry, I always go back with a clean rag with my spray bottle and make sure everything gets one final wiping. So yes, I know the water does get a little dirty, and no, I have not used that bucket the entire time in the bathroom. That has been changed out, and it was a nice clean bucket before I got started in the shower. So it gets dirty rather fast when you're doing stuff like this, but I promise I do go back with a clean rag and give everything a final wipe. I even get asked how often I change out that bucket, and inside the shower alone it got changed out 3 times. Once after I did the 2 side walls, once after I did the back wall, and right before I jump onto the shower doors. So I do change it out quite often, and honestly, I usually lose count of how many times I change out the water in that bucket. Now I'm getting ready to move over the doors here to switch sides so I can clean the other door. So pay attention to the right here and watch how clear it gets when I move it over. Yeah, that's definitely a lot clearer, and you can definitely see a lot better now. And I have not cleaned the outside of it, so it gets so clean, and you can definitely see a lot better when I'm all said and done. Now I know as you're watching this and you're watching me clean this, someone's going to try to tell me how to clean it, and that the tub should come out bright white again. Unfortunately, I did try multiple different things to get that white to come back, and it was just impossible. I had some scrubbing bubbles, Mr. Clean, and some Zep cleaning product, and I sprayed it down and tried multiple different things to get that white again. And unfortunately, no matter what I did, it stayed about that same color. There was just nothing I could do. And yes, before anybody says anything, the scrubbing bubbles is actually a bleach foaming, and it does a phenomenal job and has a very heavy bleach smell. So yes, there was bleach used as well, and even the bleach would not turn it wet again. And all those tests were performed off camera. There's a lot of things I do that you guys don't see, and that's because you've already seen me clean it. There's no point in you watching me re-scrub something, re-wipe something down, because honestly, I think that would just be boring. Now, if something I did and I tried would have turned it wet again, I would have definitely grabbed that camera and would have showed you guys that process, but nothing I did worked. Short of getting baking soda and scrubbing for 10 hours, there's just nothing I could do to get that wet again. And I don't have 10 hours of spare time. Realistically, most importantly, we need to get this place cleaned up and sanitized and healthy again. And don't mind the heavy breathing there. I was very well twisted in a weird angle and in a weird way. So honestly, after I was done with this bathroom, I was extremely sore. Everything hurt for quite a bit. And if you pay attention when we pan out, you can see there on the left near the sink, and there was barely any room to get in there. So I was tweaked really funny, and it was definitely making it rough to clean this. And right about here is when my spray bottles change. And the spray bottle there, the yellow, that's actually Mr. Clean Freak that I'm using there, and it did a great job. And my other bottle that's green is going to be the Zep Multi-Surface. So I had a couple different cleaning supplies there. And again, that's thanks to you guys. Sitting those supplies in just helped out so much. You guys will definitely be getting a shout out here at the end, so please stay tuned for that. And one other thing I will say is I loved how much that chrome around the shower door there and all the shower enclosing just came out so clean and so shiny. It was definitely fascinating. And right about here-ish, I'm going to take an orange rag, nice dry rag, and go over all the chrome one more time. That got it so shiny and brightened up so nicely, as you can see right there. And don't mind me, I do come back with that little brush here, and that's because I've seen just a small spot. I do get rather picky sometimes, and I kind of hit every corner. And here's some of that ZEP multi-surface cleaner. It did a fantastic job of getting all that grime and grease off that wall there. I was very pleased with it and how well it worked. Also, I do apologize about some of the camera angles. I do the best job I can to get you guys a good view of what I'm working on, but sometimes with a small area like this bathroom and how big of a dude I am, it is rather hard to get a good angle on this to get you guys a great view, but I do the best that I can. And right here, it's kind of one of those problems. You see that I cleaned the other side of the tub there because it's already nice and cleaned, and I could not get my camera at a good angle so you guys could watch that other side. So I apologize you guys couldn't see that, but no, it did get nice and cleaned, and it was just pointless for me to even show that. It was just such a bad angle. But I hope you enjoy the other side of this tub. Now, some of the cleanup on the toilet did take place off of camera, and again, that's due to the fact there's only one bathroom in this house. So as I'm cleaning, as I'm trying to let that chemical in the toilet sit as long as possible, John had to use the restroom, I had to use the restroom, and I had to clean it up as I went. So you don't get to see every aspect of it, but just know that there was a lot of brushing involved. We used a lot of chemicals, and I definitely at least wanted to get you guys in there where I used the pumice stone and try to get as much of the bottom off as I could. Since I was having such a hard time at getting that corner nice and cleaned up with the pumice stone, I decided to go ahead and take off the wand and just try to get in there by hand, and I did the best that I could with that. By all means, when I was said and done, don't worry, that glove went in the trash can, and I did change out my gloves, and that part right there went in the trash. But getting that off, getting the handle out of the way was just really important to get it as clean as I could. And in that bottle is some Scrubbing Bubbles foaming bleach. Wanted something with bleach on it, especially when I'm cleaning the toilet. Something to really sanitize it and get it nice and clean. During this toilet cleanup, you're going to notice that I used paper towels there in the beginning to get most of the gunk off. Once most of everything was cleaned and I got it sanitized, I went back over it with my bucket, some Mr. Clean sanitization, and used that rag there, just kind of gave it a final good wipe down. Now, that rag did end up going in the trash can because I don't feel like saving it after that point, and I'm sure a lot of you don't blame me. And I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with my mic. After I'm done talking, for some reason, either it's the editor app or something else is going on, but it acts like it's adding an extra sound in there when I finish my audio. So sometimes that's why you hear that weird skip at the end when I'm done talking. I am working on figuring that out, and I'm hoping I do here soon. And here I'm just showing you guys I'm spraying it down with a bunch of bleach to make sure it is nice and sanitized. Don't want you guys to think I do not clean that bucket. It does get cleaned before I reuse it. And we're going to keep rocking and rolling with the walls here. We'll be doing the walls, and then we're going to jump right down to the floors. I know I said I wasn't going to clean the floors until after I was completely done with the house, but in the bathroom, I wanted to make sure they were nice and clean just in case John wanted to come back. When he takes a shower, I don't want him stepping out on the dirty floor, so getting that cleaned up immediately was important. And once we're done with the flooring, I do have a little surprise at the end here of what I'm going to go back to, and hopefully that'll kind of ease some of your guys' minds. And right here, I'm going to perform a little test with one of your guys' advice, and that's soaking these spots with some bleach. and putting paper towel over them so they don't dry out, and just let it soak as long as possible. Didn't have paper towels because I ran out, but I used some of the rags I received, and I just let it soak for as long as I could this day. And you'll see the results here at the end and just kind of see what happened. And there we are. We are going to go ahead and finish up and do the fridge for him. I know a lot of you guys were concerned with the last video and me not cleaning up the inside of the fridge, but like I said, I just ran out of time. So thankfully this week I was able to get in there and get the fridge clean, which I was just excited to do. Now this entire cleanup process of the fridge was not recorded because it actually got really hard to do that with the camera, and it just became a really hard angle. As you can see, I'm just kind of in the way the entire time. But I do get a good view on it and let you see a lot of the process, and you guys will see the final photos here in a second, and it definitely came out a lot cleaner. One thing I am going to do different in this video is I'm going to show the transformation photos right after the main kind of section here, and then I will do my ending where I do all the talking and the updates and the shout outs at the end of those pictures. I think that's going to be better, and I just want I want to show you guys those transformations like right now. So I'm going to jump to those first, and then we'll do the talking afterwards. Now I get back to wiping up those areas. We're going to do a quick photo transfer, and you guys will see how clean they got. The one in the kitchen didn't do too well, but I think the one in the bathroom turned out really nice. And that was actually the Scrubbing Bubbles bleach. It did a really good job in that bathroom, and I'm really excited how much that stain come in. So sit back, relax, enjoy these transformation photos, and I'll talk to you guys here in a minute. This episode will be episode number 3, which we're focusing on the bedroom here. If you're new to the channel and you have not seen the John series, I ask you to wait till the end of this video to check out the other videos and catch up at that point. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video here. Those transformation photos are quite amazing, and I gave you guys some really good shots. As a lot of you know, this floor will not be mopped by the time I'm said and done in this video. I do clean underneath the bed here, and I'll kind of explain that when I get there, and underneath the chair, and anything I gotta move, I do clean under. But the main floor and the main areas will not be mopped yet, and you'll kind of understand that when we get into the other video. I mean episode number 4 that'll be coming out this following week. You're gonna see at the end why I'm not mopping the floors yet, and I'll show that here towards the end of the video when I'm doing my talks and my shoutouts. And right about here-ish, you're going to notice the photo of the floor being cleaned underneath the bed. That was a really tight area for me to get into with my camera, and recording it was just really hard to do. So I just left you guys a photo there so you guys could see that the floor did get cleaned. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get right against the wall, but I did get that floor as clean as I could. Being a bigger dude doesn't help a lot sometimes, but I did get that floor as clean as I could. And you guys are about to see the bed here kind of opened up. And I know the bed doesn't look the best, but I want you guys to know before you see it, John does have a new bed. Right now, John's not ready to put that on because he just got done having colon surgery. So he's going to get that new bed replaced as soon as that happens. So for now, he's just going to use the old bed and wait till he's healed up. So please don't comment on that. We are fully aware. Cobwebs. Definitely my favorite thing to clean. Except when I'm cleaning at home. I don't really clean my spider webs all that often. I kind of like my spiders. You know, spiders are friends, not pests. I think my wife would disagree there. Definitely love cleaning the fan too. There was so much dust on there. It was so cool just to wipe that nice and clean and just watch all that dust come off. And after I got this room done, some of those Amazon gifts did show up. So if you're wondering why I'm not using your gift here, it's because I actually haven't received it yet. That gift would have been truly amazing to use, especially in this area. But unfortunately, it doesn't show up for another day. But that's okay. Using the rag worked really well, and I had no problems with that. It was actually really it's just so satisfying to watch all that dirt come right off. I've also had a lot of comments of asking why I'm breathing so hard. I have always breathed really hard my whole life. And also, yeah, I'm cleaning a lot. I'm moving a lot. I got a mask on. So you're going to hear my breathing every once in a while. That's just kind of how it works. I'm sure you're wondering if I get inside the closet at all. And the answer to that question is no. John had went in there and looked inside the closet. He gave a good head count on how many bodies he had in there, and there was just too many. He said, "Don't worry about cleaning that for now." But no, we didn't clean the closet, and that's because John wanted me to go ahead and skip that for now. The closet wasn't that bad anyway. And at the end of the video, you can kind of see why we're skipping some areas. And there's an area I just really need to focus on right after this room. as we get towards the end of the cleanup video here, we are getting close to the transformation photos, so I'm just going to finish up my little chat here. One thing I'm going to do a little differently when we get into the transformation photos is actually try to give you guys some tunes as I play those photos for you guys. So let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy the music or not, or if you'd rather just have the silence. One of my commenters from the last video said that it was kind of awkward when we got to the transformation photos when it was just completely silent. So I just want to try that out and see how you guys enjoy it or not. Make sure you guys comment down below. When I finally get to the shout out portion of the channel here, and I thank everybody for doing what they do for the channel, especially in the Amazon wishlist area, I just want to let you guys know that I did make a cutoff point this week, so I can edit this video and just kind of have Saturday to post, get things ready, and do the final editing. So there was a cutoff time here this Friday. I kind of explained that in the video, and as I'm doing my voiceover here, there was a couple packages that actually showed up. So if your name doesn't get called out this week, I just ask you to wait till next week, and I'll make sure that shout out does happen. Otherwise, that's all I have for you guys in this voiceover. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the cleaning sounds that there are. I'm going to catch you guys at the end of the video here with my talk and kind of go over some of the things and what we're doing next. What we're doing next is going to be quite huge, and I'm going to give you guys a photo of what the area that we're cleaning next. The living room. That's kind of the last bit of what we got left in the John series, and it's definitely surprising. So I'll catch you guys there. Otherwise, enjoy the transformation photos, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit. And here we rock and roll with another John series here. We're going to get started up with the living room. This will be part 1 of a part 2 series in the living room. And I'll kind of explain that as we go along here. Now, I'm going to let you guys enjoy some of the natural sounds in this video for a while. I'll get back to you guys here in a little bit, and I'll explain that when we get there. Did you hear that? Yep, that's me and John having a conversation there, talking about what to keep, what not to keep. And in this video, you're going to hear quite a bit of that, just because of where we're at and how important this room was. So, kind of give me a little time here, and yeah, just I hope that doesn't bother you guys way too much. Like I said, we are in the John series here in the living room. This is actually episode number 4. So if you haven't seen my channel before and you haven't seen the John series, I invite you to check out the other episodes right after this one. And I know a lot of you are going to ask why I didn't start in the living room first. And that's because John wanted me to work the way I did. And I did it exactly in the order that he said to do it. And I believe that was because John was testing me just a little bit to see if I would throw away things that he wanted to keep, and I didn't. Anything that he wanted to keep, I didn't question him. I just let him keep it and worked along that way. And I think once I did that, he felt more comfortable with me being in that living room, especially with some of the stuff that was in there. I'll go ahead and apologize right now for what I'm wearing there. I was getting extremely hot and overheated, and this is after I took a 15-minute break trying to cool down, and it just nothing was helping there for a minute. So I apologize, I removed my shirt there. I had to cool down, and I kind of wanted to keep going. So please excuse me, I do put my shirt back on eventually. Anyways, as I was saying, I didn't argue with John about what to throw away here. And he might argue that fact a little bit, as I did give him some stink eye every once in a while, like, really, bro, you gonna use this again? And that's just because right now we're about 4 weeks in, so I've gotten to know John pretty well. At this point, we're giving each other crap back and forth and just kind of enjoying each other's company. It's been really fun and really unique to get to know John, converse with him, and it's just been a pleasure working with him. And the hardest thing to clean up or to do while you're doing these cleanups, especially with the floor like that, is going through everything and making sure you're not throwing away anything important or anything that John or whoever you're cleaning up for wants to keep. You don't want to lose their trust by throwing away stuff that's important to them or throwing away any documentation they might need. So sifting through this slowly and making sure I catch anything that's important was one of my main goals here. And before anybody comments down below about the boxes, no, I don't recycle those. Unfortunately, I don't have a recycling center near me, so there's just nowhere I can take those boxes. And that goes for any aluminum cans or anything you guys are seeing. All that stuff is just going right in the trash. I do not have the time to go through and sort through all that stuff and recycle it. So I do apologize. That's just not something that's I'm able to do. There has also been a number of comments asking for the story behind the John, or behind John himself, and you guys want to know a little more about him. I will let you know that he may not be comfortable with sharing that information with you guys, and nor am I going to force John to do that. For me, the most important thing we're doing here is helping somebody get their house back clean, get it organized. He's a disabled veteran, and I want to make sure his house is nice and clean before his knee surgery coming up here. And that's the most important thing. So if John doesn't feel comfortable with sharing his story or anything about him, I'm perfectly fine with that. I hope you guys are too. I think his privacy means more to me than sharing his story. I know John personally, and that's awesome. But as far as going viral or being on YouTube with all his information, I don't think he's comfortable with that, and that's something I'm totally okay with. Oh yeah, I like that. Couple webs. Yeah. I do want to say, if you're still sticking around watching this video, I can't thank you guys enough. This video is actually going to be my longest video to date. And it's really awesome to know that people are still around, still watching, and you guys still enjoy the channel. Thank you guys so much for the support. And it doesn't matter to me if you guys are speeding up the video a whole lot or slowing it down. Just make sure you're enjoying the channel however you like to. I actually had somebody ask me the other day if it hurts my revenue, if you guys speed it up or slow it down. And to be honest with you, it doesn't matter to me. As long as you guys are enjoying the channel, please fast forward or slow it down as much as you guys want. I'm just glad you're here and you're enjoying the channel. At this point in the video, you can hear a lot of chatter going on in the background here. John had one of his friends over and they were just talking in the background there. So I do apologize. It does get a little chatty, but that's okay. I don't think you guys mind all that much. So I'll let you guys keep watching and enjoying, and we'll catch up here in a little bit. As I get started on this window here, I wanted to give you guys a heads up that this will be the last window I clean in John's house. Unfortunately, when we opened up the blind here, the blind decided that it was done. It had had enough and it checked out. So John told me to go ahead and throw that away. He's going to use some of those gift cards you guys sent and buy some new blinds for that window, thankfully. So thank you guys for those gift cards. And with that being said, I'm just not going to do any other windows. I don't want to have to buy new blinds on the other windows in the house. So we're just going to be careful. and we're not going to worry about the other windows from here on out. But again, thank you guys to everybody who's bought him a gift card. He's definitely going to use those to help him out around the house, like buying blinds here. And so far to date, we've had 3 gift cards sent for John, and totaling about $75. So that really does help John out. And if any of you that are watching would like to help out John, donate to him. The gift card is in my Amazon wish list. And if you would, please put in there for John. That way I know to send that to him, just in case you're watching this in a year from now. After the video is posted, I'll have his mailing address and I can send that to John still. So it doesn't matter when you see this video, just know you can still donate to John if you're seeing this. I'm sure some of you are wondering why I'm not using a shop vac here. Don't worry, eventually I realized using the vacuum cleaner the entire time wasn't the greatest plan there. So eventually I do bring out my shop vac from home, and that made the job so much easier. So be patient, you'll see my shop vac here in a little bit. And as you're about to see, I'm going to take that toolbox, I'm going to set it over there on that stand. That way John has easy access to his tools, just in case he wants to tinker with anything. I was really happy I could get that toolbox off the floor, and hopefully it makes it easier for him to access all the tools in there. I know he likes to tinker with stuff, and I want to make it just a little bit easier for him to reach that toolbox. And plus, getting it off the ground just gets it out of the way, and I don't have to worry about him tripping on it. How are you guys enjoying that little speaker emoji I'm putting in the video here? I sure hope it's helping you guys out with either you're speeding it up or slowing it down, or maybe you're muting it. And I hope with that kind of let you know when I'm talking, and you guys can unmute it or slow it down or speed it back up, whichever you're doing, and hopefully you guys can catch my audio. Let me know down in the comments below if you're enjoying that. And there it is. Finally broke out the shot back there, and I can tell you that made my life so much easier. Had a lot more suction power, and that vacuum did not care what it sucked up, so it was very nice to use that and get all the big chunks out. But don't worry, eventually I'm going to go back and we'll do one more vacuuming and kind of get all that carpet nice and cleaned. I am looking into getting a shampooer because I really love to shampoo that carpet. But unfortunately, that's going to cost about $50 just for the just to rent the shampooer. That doesn't include the solutions. So I'm trying to look into some different options here. I'm hoping I'm able to in the next video, but you guys have to stick around to see. And yeah, we'll see what happens here. And that right there is a huge shout out to all you guys that did donate. This is why I can do what I do. Thank you. We are back at John's house. In the last videos, we cleared the kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, and part of the living room. So if you missed that, check part 1 in the description later. But today, we're finishing up what we started. The living room is a whole different beast. This is where years piled up and every inch matters. As I start, picture this. John hasn't seen the floor in years. We're not just cleaning, we're restoring a little dignity. Watch closely. Each item out is one step closer to freedom for John. Stick with me because the transformation is absolutely wild. As I stated in the beginning, John is a veteran. Not only is he a veteran, he is a disabled veteran, with a couple challenges he is facing. He has a hernia, and here shortly he'll be getting his knee surgery done, sometime within the next few months. So getting this house cleaned up and cleared for him was my main focus. I want to make sure after his knee surgery he has a good, clear path to walk through that house. And no, John is not his real name. I do keep his name nice and private to protect his privacy. And just so everyone knows, there is no story behind John besides what little I am sharing. John didn't want to share his story, he didn't feel comfortable doing so, and I am totally okay with that. Only thing we're doing here is helping him clean, and I want to keep him as comfortable as he can. We're already inside his house at this moment, so thank you, John. I appreciate you letting us in. This video is number 5 in the John series and the finale to the John series. I am so excited we've been able to do what we've done so far and helping John. So for now, I'm going to let you guys sit back, relax, enjoy some of the cleaning sounds, maybe even some of the chatter for me and John, and I'll catch back with you guys here in a little bit. Look at that old TV. When's the last time that you guys have seen a TV with a VHS tape player in there? That's pretty cool, and I was happy to see that. Unfortunately, it no longer works, so I ended up just going to the trash. Reminds me of the old days of the Blockbuster. Well, I guess old for me anyway. Remember having the old memberships and the old phrase and the old saying, "Be kind, rewind." Definitely brought some good memories. The most satisfying part about this area was cleaning those two glass doors there. Pay attention to that, see how dirty that is, and just watch how clean I get those doors. It was quite phenomenal. There we go. Look at those doors. Those glass doors are so pretty now. As you see here, I'm going to take the TV down. I'm going to get the TV nice and cleaned up. And at this point, John had asked me to go ahead and move that TV on top of the TV stand. That way, if he had friends or family over, they could all watch TV together and just made it a little bit easier for everybody to watch. The area here and around the desk was definitely one of the harder areas to clean throughout the whole house. This is where he had a lot of his medicine, documentation, and some photographs. So I took my time, I had to go through everything and make sure I wasn't throwing away anything of importance. And before anybody jumps in the comment section and lets me know that I did not clean the windows, don't worry, I already know. We're not touching the windows, the last two windows in this room here. And that's because the blinds just kind of fell apart on the last window that I cleaned, and now John absolutely has to replace that. But at the same time, that was not me that ended up destroying that blind. John was the one that actually ended up pulling it up because he seen I was kind of nervous on touching that blind just because it looked rather old. So he moved it and he kind of broke it when he was taking it apart. But no need to worry, thanks to all your guys' donations, John can replace that free of charge to him. Also, there is a chance of me going back to do a little more cleaning, and I'll kind of explain that towards the end of the video when I do my chat and kind of let you know what's going on. I know some of you are staring at the fish tank there and wondering if I'm going to clean that fish tank. That answer is no, 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 no. John is going to end up posting that on Facebook and just giving that away to somebody. He just wanted to wait until I got the house cleaned up and organized before he invited a stranger in to come in and take that fish tank away. So don't worry, the fish tank ain't sticking around, and that's why I did not clean it. And this area right here, I was very excited to get to. This is one of John's main area to hang out and chill, watch YouTube, and do whatever he does on the computer there. So getting this cleaned up and organized and sanitized was very important to me, and I'm glad I was able to get to it. That ceiling fan sure was fun to clean by all means. I definitely love doing cobwebs, as you guys know, and getting that nice and cleaned up again was phenomenal. Unfortunately, the ceiling fan isn't working like it should. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed the blinking light in my video every once in a while, but it's actually coming from that ceiling fan. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it to turn on at all, so John is looking to take some of your guys' donations and also replace that ceiling fan too. So again, thank you and shout out to everyone who has donated a gift card to John. And if you would like to donate to John, I will tell you guys how to at the end of this video, so please stay tuned. So in this section, I decided to do a little test phase and just see what cleaner worked really, really well. And I kind of screwed up there. And the only thing I found out which one is a really good degreaser, because not everything I'm using is a degreaser. So don't mind me. I kind of didn't think about that when I was doing this. And only a good degreaser is going to clean that surface as well as that scrub daddy that I'm using there. Everything else did a pretty good job. The Lysol did great. The Mr. Clean Unstoppable worked amazing as well. All three did about the same job. So don't mind what chemicals I'm using outside of that because honestly, it didn't matter. At the end of the day, I just ended up grabbing the Lysol spray and spraying it all down, not because anything else was doing worse or Lysol did any better. It was just because I had more of that than anything else. So I just decided to use that in the door in the end, and it did a great job. I'm trying the Scrub Daddy paste here as you're about to see. And interesting enough, it was pretty solid as you watch this. I just pull that out. I honestly don't know if it's supposed to be like that, so I was kind of confused. Let me know down in the comments below for those of you that do use that stuff. Is that supposed to come out all in one chunk? That was really confusing. Or maybe I should just read the packaging.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I give you a screwdriver so you can take that plastic trim off and clean it out. That's okay. Put it into it, maybe.
This is a little telling.
Oh, you're trying to try that now, huh?
Let's try a couple different things to see what happens. Wow. Wow, that was great. Okay. Time out. Right. That's right there too. Okay.
Okay, got your vinegar and water.
I don't know if that's gonna work good.
Well, with you, your judge stuff.
Oh, that's my stuff. That's very close. It was good.
I didn't do that good. But that was good.
That was good. Like, answer my question. Sweet. We should license have some shit. Again, this is a huge shout out to Sheila. Thank you so much for the gift card. Definitely got some favorite foods here. Thank you. I'll go ahead and apologize there. I don't know why I said again. You actually haven't received your shout out yet. I think I just got used to saying again when I did the gift cards out and about. So I do apologize. Your shout out is still coming. Also, we're getting ready to do some of the carpet cleaning here. I did my best to get that carpet as clean as I possibly could. That stain you see there, big old stain to your left where I'm around right now. I did pre-soak that prior to going to lunch, so it's been sitting with some chemicals for quite some time. It doesn't all get up, but it does look better in the end. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and enjoy the rest of the cleaning without me talking. Enjoy some of them natural sounds. I'm going to catch you guys at the end of this video.
And before I forget, because I forgot to share this at the end of the video here, here's a little image of the gift basket that we left for John. Some extra cleaning supplies that I've been sent. We had a few extras, so I wanted to leave him with a little gift basket. They had one of my koozies in there, and actually left him a t-shirt as well. One of my Guy in His Junk ones. So thank you guys for sharing the extra products. I was able to share that with John and leave him with a nice t-shirt. Thank you guys.
As you see here, I did go back and wash the floors. I didn't wash in the previous videos. I just didn't record it, and I just took some photos. Anyways, I hope you enjoy these transformation photos, and I'll catch you guys here in a few seconds. And that's the end of the John series. It was extremely awesome to help out one of our veterans. That video was posted, or that series was done a couple months back, and today I still talk to John and check in on him. So that was something that was truly awesome to do and get everything nice and cleaned up again. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I truly do appreciate you. And if you would, and you're not, maybe subscribe for me. I'm going to go ahead and keep this as short as possible just because this video is already long enough. So I'm not going to do any of my regular shout outs this week. I'm going to save that for next week, as there is a coffee I got to give a shout out for next week. Next week, we will be jumping into some more free cleaning, as I'm about to head out the door now and actually go look at one of those houses for the coming video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to let you guys go, and I hope you guys have a great and amazing week. And I'll see you guys next Sunday with a brand new cleaning. Thanks, guys.